Brussels underestimates the power of Russian intelligence and propaganda, former Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki said. According to him, Russia uses disinformation as a means of influence in the information war against the European Union.
All political groups in the European Parliament are infiltrated by Russia, including the European conservatives and reformists. What is so much underestimated here in Brussels is the strength of the Russian intelligence and Russian propaganda. Mateusz Morawiecki, Prime Minister of Poland in 2017 to 2023, in an interview with Euractiv.
In the run-ups to June's EU parliamentary elections, the Czech Republic has uncovered a pro-Russian propaganda network. According to the Czech investigation, politicians from Germany, the Netherlands, Hungary, France, Poland and Belgium already received money in exchange for pro-Russian remarks. Belgian Prime Minister Alexander De Croo said his country has launched a formal investigation into the allegations. Russian spy networks operated in Belgium and several other European countries, he said. Russian interference in electoral processes across Europe is happening right now, De Croo emphasized.
According to our intelligence service, the objectives of Moscow are very clear. The objective is to help elect more pro-Russian candidates to the European Parliament and to reinforce a certain pro-Russian narrative in that institution. The goal is very clear. A weakened European support for Ukraine serves Russia on the battlefield. And that is the real aim of what has been uncovered in the last weeks.
Brussels and Prague are in favor of imposing separate EU sanctions on the Russian Federation for its interference in the upcoming elections. This is stated in an open letter to EU leadership signed by Belgian Prime Minister Alexander De Croo and Czech Prime Minister Piotr Fiala. In particular, they propose to find out whether the European Prosecutor's Office and the European Anti-Fraud Office have significant powers to prosecute Russian interference. Otherwise, Brussels and Prague are calling for the mandates to be expanded. They also ask for an urgent Eurojust meeting to intensify the exchange of information.
It is clear that the Russian regime is trying to influence the upcoming European elections and to strengthen the pro-Russian narrative in the new European Parliament. It is the right time to establish a new EU restorative measure regime aimed to counter Russian malign activities. From an open letter to the EU leadership published by Alexander De Croo, Prime Minister of Belgium.
According to experts, ahead of the European parliamentary elections, Russian Federation intends to double its disinformation campaign. Europe and the United States are particularly important targets, among other things, because of their support for Ukraine.
Russia has spread more fakes about Ukraine than it did in the previous year. Therefore, the creation of platforms to control monitoring systems, the involvement of specialists to build a common information security is a priority. In order not to let people in the European Union and NATO countries be pushed into problematic moments and conflict cases, which Russia and some ultra-right political forces associated with the Kremlin directly are currently working on.
Earlier, French government agency Viginum, which specializes in protecting against hostile digital interference, discovered a network of 193 Russian websites. Their main goal was to spread Russian propaganda in the West. Reported by Anastasia Tarnavska, Krystyna Dąbrowska, UATV News.